I know it's been a while, but I just couldn't really stay quiet about it. I'll just move that a little bit. So, well, like we see this thing about Alberta's referendum, and I do think it's a lot bigger than that. I think that Canada's in this repeating cycle of maintaining a stagnancy that gets masked in the idea of being good when we have the possibility to be great, um, or even amazing when a country with the fourth largest amount of oil but one of the least producing countries on the global spectrum, but we have the fourth most. um, when a country lets a world's belief on them stay, and rather than try and fix it or do things to change that idea of a country, um, we just let it happen. I think that Canada's ability to be nice, helpful, caring is a great base and great roots to create something good, because it's based in something good, and the people are, according to US News, the most moral people on the earth. And if you create a country with those roots, rather than saying this is the country that it is now, you create this it ends here. You stay in stagnancy. When you open the possibility of open-mindedness and being wrong and understanding that we have made mistakes and we are not where we should be, it allows the possibility of change and growth. And when a media company or a media outlet is owned by the same people and gets spread across the entire nation, and the people who mainly vote are the people who watch that news, if every one of those people watch that news all the time, they're going to pick the same people every single time. It's not like America, where there's enough people where diversity can be included enough. Rather, we bring diversity that fits the narratives to maintain what needs to be done, and as long as that quota within the leading party in that time. Because it's not like Pierre Poilievre cares whether he's a PM or an MP. Obviously, he'd want to be a PM, but it's not like he's a conservative in the fact that he really cares about what's going on with Canada, because his ulterior motives are the same things as Carney's. They're the same things as Jagmeet's. They're the same things as, yeah, the same things as all those three. It's just maintaining a seat at the table to just separate yourself from who you really think you should be. Poiliev could have been the answer. He could have been what we needed, but he's still too attached to foreign attachments and foreign lobbying, and that doesn't get talked about enough. Because for us to maintain a position of supporting a genocide and then Carney separating it once the country and West Bank and Gaza has already been destroyed, and creating possibilities for easier exits for them, so now Bibi can just go straight into the country, like every country that had just voted to not support Israel in the UN or whatever that most recent vote was, were all are still and we're all allies with them. So anything that you hear from those allies is all it's all a stage and it's all puppets. So until we have a leader or a party or the idea of hope within the continent of our two, because it'll just maintain the two parallels. It'll either be a liberal in power, where this group of people says a bunch of correct things. These guys are right. They're like, the right wing people will be right. And every single time it'll just keep going, where this guy's not strong enough, he's not good enough in power, he's not good enough at protecting. They're just going to keep saying he's working for other people, he's a liberal mob, woke mob. And then the other way, if the conservative guy there, he's a fascist, he's a dictator, he's bringing us back to a time and whatever. So it's just like the repeated of these two, and then the same people get the same money. You know what I mean? So it's like two sides of the same coin, but that coin ends up right here. So it's like, how do we want to keep doing this? Because the title of this video is called "Why Wouldn't Alberta Leave?" But it's mostly just like Americans fought for 3 cents on the dollar in tax when the Brits, when they drew the line with the Brits, they said 3 cents is enough. Now California gets taxed 30% if you make over $1 million. Canada's taxes make 0 cents because it's in every single level of purchasing. It's in housing, it's in how those taxes in housing get correctly allocated. It's the sales tax, it's the allocated income taxes, it's all this bullshit, right? All of it is still connected. We were still a part of the monarchy, so it's not like America's separation doesn't have a factor in Canada, because it's all connected to Alberta. Why wouldn't Alberta leave? They have all the oil, they have all of our GDP just sitting there, right? We can produce the amount of lumber, we have all the water, we have every other product, right? We don't have all the oil if we don't have Alberta. Alberta has the largest amount of leverage here, and I don't think people understand it, because remove Alberta from Canada, our GDP, well, it's not like our GDP is anywhere anymore. We're the only one with 1% growth in 10 years or whatever that shit is, or whatever. I don't remember the statistic. I don't remember a lot of statistics. But it's all just saying, why wouldn't a province with all the leverage in the world who doesn't agree with the rest of the province, why wouldn't they try and align more with the US or try and align more with independence? Same with what Quebec does all the time. Theirs is more for national pride, but this one's strategic leverage. Like, if Smith uses this right, or what, I think that's her name, I hope that Alberta can at least get something out of it. Like, I want Alberta here. I want to be able to have 10 provinces, 3 territories. I want that forever. But when we look at precedent, there's no reason for them to. And for the Canadians to just keep saying, oh, they're not going to separate. Oh, they're not going to separate. Oh, it's just talks. Oh, it's just talks. Like, it means you're not hearing them. So, like, yes, there were probably some Americans who are leading the charge in Alberta, but that's not enough reason to just fully silence what their reason is. Why are they asking to separate? Why is it over 6 figures? Why is it over 100,000 people? Why is it enough that they needed a second referendum? Why is it enough? Like, it all goes back to what that media who goes across that entire country says. It probably won't happen, but I wish it created the conversation of why wouldn't they? Because what does Canada have to offer today, right here, right now, that the US doesn't, that independence wouldn't? They would be in the literal middle of 2 perfect countries to trade with. It's very unfortunate, because a country built on multiculturalism, a country built on resources, a country built on a moral safety net, is now treated as these elbows up to Trump. We base our entire disposition on Trump. It's the same thing that the left compared about all throughout the 2018 or 2020, 2024, which they're probably right about, but it's what Canada does on a grand scale. We talk about Americans now in this negative tone, but are we really much better? Like, yes, he tariffed the shit out of us, but think about how we have free healthcare. Think about how all of Europe has free healthcare. Think about how the US's protection only lets, like, Ukraine get invaded. If not, it's America invading. You know what I mean? Like, it's not appreciated enough how much their security means to countries with people of my skin color. And I wish that those countries, rather than the left trying to find reasons to not appreciate what that country was built on, and not only try to force other cultures into it, but rather let it happen and build and grow and adapt. Because think about the lumber, think about the water, think about the oil, think about the minerals, think about, like I just said, the base of morality. What Canada could be is something so beautiful, like it already is. If we found a way to lead the charge in how a country can be dominant and still environmentally friendly and still morally just and still not leading at conducting attacks on other nations, but instead say, shit, we're really close to Russia because we're in the Nordic, where we have Nordic like ties because we're that close, not in strategic trading, but in like geographical trading or geographical location. Like, why don't we just find a way to solve the Ukraine and Russia war and use a possibility of us sharing the like Canada could have a really big place in this earth and a really big importance in more justifying and maintaining a morality on a grand stage. Like, it doesn't have to only be Switzerland. Like, it's not like Canada's military is a very attacking or strong in this case right now. Like, we have a very strategic, smart, intelligent based community, which I think could be more properly used as like a special operations thing rather than an actual military. Just because if we're so far north and we always want to maintain this level of here, why do we need to still follow the world's military rules if we're right next to the US? Unless we don't want to trade with the US. But, you know, so I'm going on a rant here just because it feels like I have to. I don't know why. Even if like I've seen my other videos, I've gotten 10 views, 12 views, 4 views. Like, I hope that Canadians can not stay in the thought process that they're in, even if it's in a couple years. But we are so poor compared to our allies. We are weak. Because if we're going to have a military, like I said, you might as well make it helpful for the allies. Because we're only maintaining it to maintain other reasons for alliances. Like, how much money has Canada given to Ukraine while we've had the largest amount of like homelessness, and our houses aren't being built, and our trades with the most important nation in our atmosphere, in our globe, is just fully just toying with us and like pulling strings on us like we're his. Like, we let another foreign leader say we're gonna be his 51st state and just go, oh, we're gonna protest your booze. Like, are we serious? We put grenades in soup cans and threw them in Nazi um, bunkers in the middle of the night. Like, we've committed the craziest war crimes in the history of our planet, and the best thing we can do is elbows up. I'm sorry, but it is time for a change within our nation. And if you understand how I'm taking this, all I'm trying to say is Alberta should be a wake-up call for people to give reason and start finding reason and start finding hope in what Canada can be and what you are able to be as a person in Canada. Because our businesses don't want to work here. Our politicians love love, love, love our stagnancy. They love CBC. They love CTV. They love it. It's it's gonna keep getting worse. We're gonna start building data centers. We're gonna start being this police state. We're gonna start being stuck in China, like China, where we're gonna have Chinese influence. We're gonna have other Israeli influence, like we already do. We're gonna have so many other foreign objects within what should be a multicultural, loving, essentially heaven, because we're not attacking other countries like our neighbors of the south. We're not provoking anything. We are the people of peace in the West, right? We have Switzerland in Europe. We have like Philippines, I guess, in the Southeast Asia. Like there's not many other countries that are able to be in the position that they're at with as much possibility to do something, right? Libya, Iraq, Iran, Afghanistan, Syria, Libya, Vietnam. I feel like I'm missing a lot. Either way, all these countries that were invaded, right? Some of them were, I guess, justifiable. I guess, maybe. But we say we're these nice people, we're these great people, and America's best friends. But you gotta tell your friends no. And as much as it might sound stupid because of how much of a difference Canada and the US is, look around. We have all the land in the world, we have all the oil in the world, we have all the water in the world, we have all the best roots to grow a country on. And we just sit here and let these groups of people just run us, like RBC, like all these banks, all just deciding and helping, and like just these random taxes that just keep getting added and removed and then somehow come back in different ways but stronger. Like, how are we in such a GDP loss if our taxes are so high? I thought that was supposed to mean it's the answer. Because obviously, trickle down isn't. We've seen that with Reagan. But trickling up isn't either, right? Like, Marianne Joseph in South Quebec, or in Northern Quebec, is not going to do better with the green tax. But at the same time, Nestle, who's fucking poisoning our fucking waters, sorry to swear, will get off with a little ooh, ooh. Like, really? Really? The largest supply of fresh water allows the company who damages the most fresh water to have free range. And this might just sound like I'm rambling, going on a rant, but this is all backed up rage. Like, this is all so much stuff that needs to be said. I hope we're able to find a possibility in our future as a nation, because it's such a beautiful place on earth and it's so great. And America is too. As much as you can hate my that, there's no place that creates the most amazing minds that just don't know how to use it. And if we want to say that, in this case, Canada doesn't know how to use ours either. And we can't do it without, if we're not going to do it without the US, we can't do it without Europe. And we can't do it without that. If we're going to do it with the US, it's time to use our leverage, use our oil, use our minerals, use our wildlife and land and beautiful views as reason to say, okay, we need to make sure that our people can have lights on, our water's on, everything is essential. We need to make sure that this person can get enough money in a year that it's not about getting by, but they're able to say, I love waking up every morning. I love when I look at that flag waving, it doesn't represent an attacking or a mean background. Like, yes, we had a bad past. We've had a lot of issues socially. Grand scale, it's time to make a change. I hope whoever watches this, even if it's no one, even if it's one person, I hope you can understand where I'm coming from in saying Alberta leaving would represent where Canada's at. Alberta not leaving, it allows Canada to hopefully create a new perspective in learning how to adapt to a new world, maintain what made us such a beautiful country, and grow to a position where we're able to be the moral justifiers in the world. We're not going to allow genocides. That we can't allow it because someone has to do it, because we wake up and it's just a different country doing something, a different company doing something. We are too close to a lot of things. We have too much land. We have too much possibility to not be something. I hope we find the reasons. I hope that Canadians find a way. I'm saying so much because I truly believe Canada can be something beautiful beyond what it already is. I hope everyone has a great night.